Hey guys, it's Iris. Today I'm doing a video on how I edit my thumbnails because this has actually been requested quite a few times. Just please don't try to copy me exactly. You can use my techniques sometimes, but if you make the exact same thumbnails of me, that kind of defeats the purpose of being creative and making your own content. So please just don't copy me exactly, but you can use some of the techniques I use in your thumbnails. I use a combination of PicMonkey and Pixlr, which are both available on all types of computers, so everyone should be able to use these techniques. If you make any thumbnails kind of using this video, let me know by commenting down below and I will go check out your video. That's pretty much it. I'm just gonna get into the video. Enjoy. So the first thing I do is I go into Final Cut Pro and I'll just save the frame that I want to use. You can also enlarge your video and just take a quick screenshot if you don't have this function on your editor. And then I'll go into picmonkey.com and I'll open that picture and I'll adjust like exposure to what I like, so I'll make it a little brighter and make the contrast more defined, and I'll also bring the temperature down or up a little bit depending on what's needed and what I like. And then I'll go into filters and I'll click on Orton and I'll bring up the fade quite a bit because it looks super unnatural unless you do that. And it kind of smooths out everything and makes everything kind of look glowy, so I'll bring up the brightness a little bit and I'll also change the bloom to be a little bit higher. I just really like how this looks. And I don't really care too much about the background when I'm editing these things because that's going to get covered up by my gradient. Next I'll go into Pixlr and I'll go to the editor and I'll just open up what I've just saved. And it's really useful to name your image a different thing each time so you know like which one to use. And I'll go into the lasso tool and click like the geometric-y looking one and I'll cut out my image. Gabrielle Marie has a bunch of tutorials on how to do this. I'll link one down below. And then I'll just Command X and Command V to paste that image as a new layer. It's pretty cool that it just does that automatically. And I'll position it over where it was. And then I'll go into Layer Styles and I'll add an outer glow. So I'll just change that to white always, and then I also bring up the hardness a lot and I bring up the size a little bit to make it more defined. And then I'll also add a drop shadow and I'll change the size to be a little bit bigger so that it like fades a little more. And then I'll select background. You need to do this, and then I'll go into the gradient tool and I'll select the gradient I want to use. Sometimes I make up my own. It really depends on what I'm feeling, and I'll also change the opacity to be down a little bit. And then I'll just add the gradient until I get what I want. Sometimes this takes a bunch of tries, so just keep trying, just Command Z every time that it's not something you want. And then I'll go back into PicMonkey and I'll open that image again. And what I do is I add like a little bit of a black border so that it kind of stands out from the white of just like YouTube's main format. And it just kind of helps it pop. And then I go into text and I add text in the font Freshman. This is the text I always use, so I'll just add what I want. And I'll change it to be a little bit like slanted, and I'll just change the sizes too to make it more interesting. And then I always, so this is kind of hard to explain. I duplicate the text by just selecting it and doing Command C and then Command V. Change that text to be white and then overlay it over the black one so that kind of stands out a little bit. And then I'll go into the overlay section and I'll just open my own images. I have a bunch of PNGs of emojis saved, so if you just like look up a specific emoji and then PNG, you'll get like a transparent image that you can use. And so I just position these how I want them to be so that they look nice in my thumbnail and add a bunch of interest. And then I'll save that and then I will open it through like clicking custom thumbnail on my video. That's how you get to it. Sometimes you have to change your YouTube settings to be able to do this. And then I'll click done and it is applied. If you enjoyed this video or it was helpful in any way, remember to leave a like and maybe subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. When you like and subscribe, it just lets me know that you enjoy my content. It also sends you notifications whenever I upload if you turn on post notifications, so do that because I'm so cool. That's pretty much it. Remember to be confident and love yourself. That's all. Bye guys. I just love giving people kisses goodbye.